The new year has started. I hope that in this year and in every year following this one, that you have the grace to accept yourself as you are and also have the courage and giving yourself the freedom to become who you are. A lot of my own suffering, I noticed, comes from attaching an identity to certain things and then feeling lost when these things change. And having certain roles in our lives is not bad in itself at all. Like, it can give us a sense of belonging and being connected. But the issue arises when we cling to it and we lose the flexibility to navigate through life in the way we're supposed to. Because we're ever changing. Life is ever changing. And I think a lot of suffering comes from not really being able or not allowing ourselves to have the flexibility to change with the way life changes. Because that means giving up control. You can't control everything. We damn near can't control anything, to be honest. Like, we have a very tight scope of things that we control. Our biggest problem is that we downplay the agency and control that we have in our own lives and kind of just bypass things like introspection and awareness to actually kind of solidify our compass, our inner compass, so we can move through life more peacefully. We kind of exchange that for a lot of outer control. The more you focus on the outside, the more that means you focus on things that you cannot control. And allowing yourself to become who you are, to me, means exactly the opposite of that. It means that you allow things to change, that you even expect things to change because you have fully accepted that that's the law of our reality, that things are not static, they're always dynamic, and you are flexible enough to accept that. Now, you might think when I say this, like, it could mean like, okay, so if life just happens to me and I can't control anything anyways, then I might as well just sit around and just not do anything and kind of just let life like do its thing with me, and I'm just gonna be here like passively. But it's the opposite. That's why I'm saying the inner work has to work together with the outer work, not against each other, but together, which means that you know who you are in this moment, you know what's important to you, you know what you need, you know what you want, and the outer work being trusting that life will take you exactly where you're supposed to be based on the decisions that you made and the steps that you took, and letting life unfold in the way that it's supposed to. That is the who you are and becoming who you are being at play at the same time. And I think, again, it can be very freeing if you have goals and desires to also know that there is a part of you that can rest. Like, I know we live in a very like hustle culture thing right now, and it's all about like productivity and discipline, and those things are fine. I'm not trying to get into that too much, but at the same time, like, to me, the way sometimes I like to think of it is like throwing a stone into the lake. Like, that's a step that you take towards your goals, but the development of that doesn't end with the stone being thrown. It's not just the motion and the action of you throwing the stone, but it's the ripple effect that comes afterwards. So you don't just like dump like a million stones into the water. You throw the stone and there's a whole ripple effect that comes from it that sometimes goes further than you can even wrap your head around. So becoming who you are is not just endless work, endless throwing of stones, but it's also the skill of waiting and observing the ripple effect and being aware of it and seeing things unfold in that way. But also, sometimes life really does happen to you. Like, this is not just about becoming who you are in a sense of having dreams and then trying to achieve those, but it's also about sometimes undesirable things happening to us. And I truly believe that every pain is temporary, and we need to be very mindful of not prolonging the suffering. And what I mean by prolonging suffering is sometimes when really bad things happen to us, we start to unravel. And that can be a thing that needs to happen. Like, sometimes we need to unravel. The same way we talked about sometimes identities falling apart when certain circumstances change, this might be the same way. Like I think it's the same mechanism. Like sometimes really bad things happen to us, and it wouldn't be painful if it wasn't gnawing at our sense of self. And the goal is not to immediately try to escape every sense of pain and discomfort. Sometimes that unraveling is trying to unravel you at the core. Whatever it is and whatever you're going through, I hope that you have the grace to meet yourself where you are. That's to accept who you are. And also allow it to take you where you need to be taken to. Lastly, I want to say that there is nothing to be afraid of. No matter what you're going through, no matter where you're at right now, no matter where you want to be, there's just more of you waiting at every corner. Remember, you cannot lose yourself. Sometimes things fall apart or they feel like they're falling apart because we're losing layers, outer layers of who we are. But you on the inside at the core, that's never something that you can lose. You're always you. As long as you exist, there's just more you waiting for you at every station. And even if you think that that version that you are right now, or the version that you encountered at one point, or one version that you might encounter in the future is not desirable, it's always you, and it's always there to teach you something and to take you where you need to be. Be courageous enough and be graceful enough with yourself and merciful enough to meet yourself where you are. Like, look yourself in the eye, like meet at eye level, pick yourself up from where you are and continue on your journey. As long as you live, you always are and you're always becoming, by design. So you might as well take advantage of it and actually learn who you really are. Learn what's important to you. Learn the actions that you want to take and the control that you have over your life, and let go of control that you don't have anyways. I truly wish nothing but the best of you. I can't wait to connect with more of you this year. There are many more videos to come. If you want me to talk about anything specific, please let me know in the comments below, and make sure to leave a comment if you want, and subscribe to this channel because it really helps a lot. And I will talk to you soon. Bye. Dragged by my feet and